Hello, everybody. I am Stefan. I'm here with Kevin.
Hello.
This is the last podcast, episode 3 of the Ground Zeroes editions that we don't know when they'll be post or if they'll ever be post or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to release these later as like the lost episodes, even though they weren't lost, you know. Just the early point 3, point 1, point 2.
The early super shitty versions that eventually hopefully gets good.
We can just edit samples. Take samples.
Alright, as we start every week, we like to talk about maybe what we're playing, what we're watching. There's not that much this week, but what have you watched anything? Anything?
I watched Turn started season 2.
Okay.
The show I was talking about last week. So good.
Yeah, you're on season 2 already?
Well, it just started season 2. So there's only, I think there's 10 episodes season
10
1.
episodes.
They're all on Netflix. We watched them, me and Chrissy watched them all in like 2 weeks. And then we started the first episode. It was a 2-hour season premiere last week, and it was awesome. It's so good. You should watch it.
All right,
Turn.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, you go.
Anything playing or same stuff?
I started playing Final Fantasy VII as my yearly ritual once a year.
How many times?
100%.
How many times?
I've probably like 100%, like maybe 6.
Yeah.
But I've replayed like parts of it like a lot over and over. Like the first half I've played a lot of times. Sometimes I don't get all the way through, but I'm actually almost to the end.
I haven't actually. I played that game a little bit, but I haven't actually sat down and played it.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm playing on Vita. I just pulled it over for the classics my Vita, and I love it.
But you can get they're doing like the PC version that has like trophies and shit in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And just like replay it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The biggest troll ever. Where you're just like,
yeah,
dude, just give us the fucking
that's
HD.
Like I have to have that platinum. Like that's my favorite game of all time. I have to have that platinum. So yeah, I'm gonna totally redo it and redo everything.
Right, I might actually pick it up that. Too.
You should do it then. Yeah.
I'll get like the Vita version.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
For me, I went on an epic Red versus Blue split. What word am I looking for?
Binge watch.
Yeah,
binge watch.
Thank you. Morning, tired, a little tired. Binge watch of Red versus Blue. The show's so good. Like,
yeah,
it's just so good. And like it's funny how you see like it makes you remember like all the Halo games because like super shitty in the beginning. And it's like, it's so
the
good.
difference in graphics between the original and now.
It's so good. Other than that, playing some Mortal Kombat. I beat the story of Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Actually, story's actually pretty good in the Mortal Kombat games. I'm very surprised. I wish more fighting games would have a legit story. Like Tekken used to have one kind of, and then they went away from it. It was kind of shitty afterwards.
I think they just ran out of things like to do. You know, like they were like, okay, how many times can the Hayashi Corporation go off?
Well, at least 7 games, apparently. At least 7 games.
Exactly. I mean, geez, yeah, since the 90s. Well, what's the story on the new Mortal Kombat? Is it another tournament or whatever?
So, like, so in Mortal Kombat 9...
Are they beyond that now?
They're beyond that. Well, in Mortal Kombat 9, it was like... it actually kind of brought into account of the previous games, Armageddon, because Armageddon came and, like, everything got fucked up and, like, everyone died and shit. And like that Raiden set like a freaking like message to like a past Raiden and was like, oh, this is what's gonna happen if you don't change like, history and shit.
Good.
So like it went through like all the Mortal Kombats and basically he tried to change like shit that's gonna happen and kind of like fucked up and then
made it worse.
Went a little weird.
Okay.
But then somehow he like stopped it and like Shao Kahn died and like Shinnok came back or whatever. But then it picks up like right after that. And, like, basically, Quan Chi has, like, a bunch of the heroes under control. Well, not a bunch of the heroes, but he has, like, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Jax, and some other person. I don't know who it was. And basically, Johnny Cage, like, beats Shinnok, and it frees, like, all those people. And then it cuts, like, 30 years later. So then you see, like, old-ass Johnny Cage, and he has, like, a daughter now that's like her name's Casey Cage.
So that's like the happy ending.
Yeah, it's like well, it's kind of a happy ending, but then it goes 30 years, and then like Shinnok's coming back, and shit's fucking up again. And basically
that was X. That was this game.
Yeah, this is X.
Okay.
X takes place like 30 years later after basically.
I see.
The end of like 9, which like this goes like a little bit further from the end of it because the end of 9, Shinnok comes back. Then Johnny Cage beats Shinnok, the beginning of X, and then it's like 30 years later, and it's like the kids of all the people.
Nice.
But it's crazy because like
solid.
It's like Scorpion comes back. Like when Scorpion gets free from Quan Chi, he comes back and he's alive again. So he's like human face. He's like has this human, like he's not this skeleton or anything anymore. He's just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's tight. And like Sub-Zero is like, well, I guess he's never really been like crazy, but like they kind of mend the fences there, and so it's pretty good. It was a pretty good story. I liked it.
Nice.
Other than that, been playing more Bloodborne. I don't know how far I'm in that game. The game feels like I want to.
It's just infinite, right?
I mean, it's not infinite, but it's just it feels like it's infinite. It's like I have to grind so much to just get to like where I'm like competent in that game.
Yeah.
I'm like level 80. No, not 80. 79, I think.
Oh.
And I have like I think at least 5 or 6 more bosses to
I,
fight.
at this point, I don't think I can do it.
I think you can do it. I really think you can do it.
Maybe Summer.
It's not as bad as Dark Souls and Demon Souls.
Okay.
Because it's like all the because like I don't remember, but I think Dark Souls and Demon Souls has like inventory, like you can only have a certain amount in your inventory and all that stuff.
Right.
None of that shit's in here.
Yeah.
And you get a lot. They give you a lot of like health potions and stuff.
Right.
Like I'm maxed out with health potions. Like I can't carry anymore. Like
Right.
you carry 20 on you, and then you have like a storage, and that storage is up to like 99.
Right.
So I'm all full on that. All full on my bullets.
Right.
So it's fun. I like it. I think you can do it.
Maybe after finals,
Maybe.
I gotta finish Type 0 and then.
Yeah. I have to do Type 0 is like the summer because then Witcher 3 is gonna come out in a couple, and then that's just gonna control my life.
Yeah.
Like Witcher 3.
I just want the soundtrack. The music in those games is so good.
I don't remember the music. I don't remember the
Oh
music.
man, I got Witcher 2 with like, I don't know if it was day 1 edition or whatever, but you know they try and get something to get you to like buy the physical game.
Yeah.
And it had the soundtrack in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I listen to it all the time. It's so good.
I got it. Maybe hopefully. Maybe there's a soundtrack for 3.
Yeah.
Or something.
I'm sure you can download it. I mean.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the topics of the week. Let's just start with the big topic, which basically is going to be the majority of this episode, which is basically Star Wars week happened.
Star Wars.
It was just everything Star Wars.
Your Facebook feed was destroyed by
Star Wars. Everything. I mean, this week made me like got really excited for Star Wars because like
it's not even that far away.
It's not, right?
I mean, it is, but
it's not. Well, no, I don't think it's that far because
Christmas doesn't seem that far to me.
Yeah,
considering I don't know, considering the turnaround on it. I mean, I know they announced it like a while back, but it just seems quick. Like,
when did they announce it? It was at least a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been at least probably a year. I think. I don't know.
I don't
it just
think
seems
it's been that
quick.
long.
Yeah, it seems quick.
It does seem quick, but I mean, just from like everyone's just so high on it now, right? It was just such in a low spot.
Yeah.
From after those
1, 2,
last 3 movies,
which I don't hate 1, 2, 3, but
I hate 2. 2's such garbage. It's such a shitty movie.
It has a good lightsaber fight at the end.
Kinda. I mean, kinda. Let's get this right. It's kind of a good lightsaber fight. You're like,
I mean, it's no episode 1 lightsaber fight.
It's just so. No, that fight. No, that fight annoys me because you're like, all right, shit's about to go down. Then Obi-Wan gets his ass beat in like 2 seconds, and you're like, what the fuck? And then Anakin comes like, all right, Anakin's gonna do something, and then he gets like slapped away in like 2 seconds. You're like, what the shit? And then you're like, Yoda, all right, Yoda's gonna do it. And then it's like a 2-second Yoda flipping around and shit, and then he's done. And I was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
The worst part of, well, now we're just on a tangent, but the worst part of the whole thing, the 1, 2, 3, is like Yoda, when Yoda loses in 3, it makes no sense.
Dude, but Yoda loses and then just like pussies out.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's why it makes no sense.
He just walks out. He's just like, all right, I got my ass beat. I'm done. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide.
Yoda would not quit. First of all, and 2, like he's like just destroying. Like they made him seem too powerful to a point where it was like he couldn't lose realistically, you know. And then they have him lose, and then they're like, oh, and then he just gives up. It's like, what? No, that would like. I feel like that would not happen.
He should have got like epic like team up against him. Like it should have been like
yes,
all of them came.
It should have
been
more.
Had no choice that he had to go.
I agree.
But it was just like he got slapped off a ledge.
Right. It was like,
and then he was just like, all right, I'm done.
Like 1-on-1, he loses, no shot.
Well, let's just get this right. That whole movie is like that, right? It's like
yeah. True.
It's like
it should have.
It's like don't kill him. I cut off his arm. Join the dark side. Okay, go kill some little kids. Fuck it, why not? Let's go kill some little kids.
I know that happened way too fast. It was like 2, nothing happened, and then 3, way too much happened. It was like just put some of that in 3 and draw it out over 2 and 3.
He just didn't know what he was doing, and like
the pacing is terrible.
And then all of them too. Like even 1, like the beginning one's good. I hate the whole pod racing part.
I like the pod racing.
I hate it.
It was so cool though.
I just hate it because I hate that little kid too. He's just like, ah.
I don't think he was that bad.
I'll just say that.
When at the time, like we were much younger, obviously. Like when 1 came out, I loved it as a kid.
1 has the best lightsaber battle of all time.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now.
Yes.
That end battle is the best lightsaber battle in
that
all the
and
Star
the
Wars.
6 Luke versus that,
and it has the
Luke
best
versus
song
Star.
of probably the whole trilogy, the Dual Fates.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I thought 1 was great, and even the pod racing I loved, because then the pod racing N64 game came out.
I mean,
and that was awesome.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it was just so long and this big chunk, and I was like, I just want to see some Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon do some stuff, and then just freaking this long podcast scene that just would not end. Anyways, we digress. Let's go back to episode 7. Episode 7 this week.
Yeah.
Episode 7 happened, or big news on it. Biggest thing we got was a new trailer.
Yes.
And this trailer, basically, you see more of the guy's name, Finn, the stormtrooper.
Yes.
See some him in the sand and stuff, of course.
Yeah, clearly Tatooine.
Yeah. We got that big wide shot of the Death Destroyer in the sand that's been there God knows how long.
Yeah,
which just looks so awesome.
Yes, symbolic of the Empire falling.
We got to see the face of the new Sith Lord guy.
Yeah.
He looks sick. Like
looks
I was like,
good.
oh, he looks
really good.
Menacing. We also got the Chrome Stormtrooper.
Yes.
He looked badass.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is so exciting.
Just updated for 2016.
Yeah.
Chrome version.
Gotta get the Chrome. We got some Luke. Well, we all assume that's Luke touching the R2-D2 unit.
I think so.
What is with his hand? He digress. He got broke, couldn't afford to maintain the other hand, so he had to get some other robotic hand.
It rusted out, dude. Those robotics only last so long, you know?
Because just like, I remember everyone reading the comments, like, what the hell happened to his other hand? I was like, I mean, if he's on,
rusted out.
You
gotta get that shit updated.
He lives on his own, probably isolated from everyone. He can't afford. Gotta get some cheap ass shit.
Yeah, true. Let's talk about this. Okay, after episode 6, what does Luke do for a job? How does he make money? He's probably broke.
He probably is broke.
He can't afford the latest robotic parts. And it's like a hip replacement. It only lasts, 10, 15 years. Then you gotta get a new hand.
I mean, I feel like he's just do some parlor tricks. Watch me move this fucking
shit. He does motivational speaking at high schools, just throws the force around and then...
He could do some stuff like that. Anyways, I
mean, he's probably having babies, right? We don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
That's the question.
I mean, that is a question. I don't think he does, though. I have a feeling he does.
Does he have a kid, or is it Leia?
Well, I mean, you're not really supposed to have children, right, as a Jedi. Although, I mean, Anakin did, but he wasn't supposed to. I feel like Luke's more
so
disciplined.
It's probably Leia and Han's kid.
Well, let's go back to this. We're all... So
this is the real question.
This is the question we've had. The debate we're having is... Who is he referring to in the trailer when he says, my father had it, I have it, my sister have it, and now you have it? The assumption is it's talking about the girl, Ren, and that she's probably a Skywalker as well, maybe Han and Leia's kid, right?
Yeah.
However, the thing that I bring up, that everyone's talking about, is Finn a Jedi? Which, if Finn is a Jedi, which, he cannot be related, but maybe he's referring to Finn, because in the concept art, he has a holster with looks like Anakin Luke's lightsaber from The Empire Strikes Back and from.
My thought is the way he says that, like my father had it, I had it, you have it, makes it seem genetic. Like he's going down the family tree. It would be weird to be talking about someone that wasn't related in that sense. But I think Finn also comes over to be a Jedi.
I mean, it can. But, I mean, it's a very... So, another thing I said, what if it's deliberately trying to make us think that it's Ren? Because it is set up that way, right?
Right. Or, I mean, someone they haven't showed. It could be someone they haven't showed yet.
It could be someone
we
they haven't
don't know.
shown.
But I think it's got to be someone related that he's talking about there that's a Jedi that was trained by him. Because we were talking about the timeline is like it's like 30 years later, so that's about, you have a kid and then they grow up to mid-20s and get trained to be a Jedi. That's like the time frame. But I think that person maybe convinces Finn to come to be a Jedi. I don't know.
Well, Finn is related. What if
Luke gets with a black chick?
Or other side note, right? Other than that, what if, Han and Leia are in the delivery room, and then the baby comes out, and it's black. And then you look over, and you see Lando just go, what up, son?
That's it. It's Lando and Leia.
Lando and Leia.
Yes.
And then
yes.
that's why Han Solo is God for
True.
God for
That's why Leia's not in the shot at the end with Han and Chewie, and he's saying we're home. It's because they've been divorced, and now he's just hanging with Chewie. They came home, just flying on the Falcon. They don't need her no more.
You know what? He's pissed off, man. Because
Mm-hmm.
she went with Lando.
That's it. I think that's it.
Anyways, back on point. I mean, it's interesting,
It looks cool. The X-wings and all that kind of like the dog fighting and the Falcon flying looks great. I mean, that right there just made me.
It's just
excited.
I'm very excited. Just the look of it looks more like the original, not all CG'd out like the other.
There wasn't really. I guess kind of the end where they show Han was kind of like an oh shit moment. But there was the first trailer when you saw the sweet new lightsaber.
Yeah.
That was like, oh damn. There wasn't really that moment to me, I guess, but
I mean, I think that was my moment. And then just the fact that it just looks so damn good. And like the Chrome Stormtroopers and stuff. Oh, we also didn't talk about supposedly the new Empire is now called the New Order.
yes.
Which is interesting. So you might be thinking another Sith dude came up and just gathered a bunch of ex-Stormtroopers and stuff like that.
That wording makes it seem like it's more Sith dominated or more openly Sith dominated than the Empire was.
They have a really like Nazi kind of vibe going on too.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like clearly a Sith is leading them, not like the Empire where it was like you didn't know that a Sith was kind of pulling the strings, you know? I think it's going to be more like religious and in your face, So
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, which I think will be cool, like when it turns into more of an open, I think as it goes to 7, 8, 9, it's going to be straight up Jedi Sith battle, because that's one thing that I don't think was really addressed that much or resolved. I mean, and like the Clone Wars, which they didn't even do in the movies, which is annoying, but like the other peripheral stuff talks about the Clone Wars and Jedi versus Sith, but they didn't. The movies don't really address like the actual conflict here is like dark side, light side, Sith, Jedi. And there's never like a straight up Sith versus Jedi conflict, At least in the movies.
No, there isn't.
And I think by the time we get to 8, 9, I think finally you're going to see like who's the mastermind behind the Sith, behind the Sith. And I think finally the Jedi maybe take that down, and that's going to be the whole arc.
Well, the whole thing is Luke going to rebuild the Jedi Academy?
Yes, I think so.
And maybe Finn and Ren are the two first candidates.
Right. And then I think it grows from there, and then I think culminates with like Jedi finally going out and taking out the Sith, like a straight up.
Yeah.
I want a full scene, multiple Jedi fighting multiple Sith, just open, crazy lightsaber battles. Yes.
Like Lord of the Rings battle.
Yes.
With lightsaber battles.
Yes.
That would be so.
I think that's what it's going to end with. I think that's the thing that was like untapped from the first 6 movies.
I don't know if we'll get to that ridiculous because it's like, how many Sith are left?
I mean, you can take time.
How many Jedis are left? Which, I mean, we don't know how much gap is going to be between these movies.
Right. I mean, in 30 years, I don't know.
30 years, it was the first one.
You're right, though. How many Jedi could you get? I see your point, but I just think that's the one thing that was annoyingly not explored. And, like, why the movies decided to skip the entire Clone Wars also offended me.
Well, it's because, George Lucas didn't.
I know, but it's like, that was, like, the thing everyone was looking forward to and thought would be cool, and instead, like, I mean, the cartoons are cool, but, like, that's how we got the Clone Wars, was in some cartoons later. Mm-hmm. Like, really?
That's how you got it.
I mean,
Cartoons.
and they're cool. And the reason they're cool is because that's like such a great story to write, and it's like right there, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agreed. But yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting. I do think we're gonna get more Jedi, more focus on the Jedi and the Sith, hopefully in these movies. But it also looks fun, right? It looks like this looks fun again. Like,
I mean, yeah,
I think the last
like-
ones lost a lot of its fun with they're trying to be not necessarily too dark, but it seems so unfocused, and they lost that like the essence of what Star Wars was.
Yeah.
Because the first three, I mean, they were so much fun, and you loved all the characters, and everyone was good. And I mean, really, like, Hayden Christensen wasn't very good. Anakin, I thought he was kind of bad.
That was a poor cast.
I like Ewan McGregor,
But it was so hard for him. I mean, I appreciate what he did, and he had to have someone that you never saw before. But you couldn't have just thrown a known actor into Anakin.
I think you could have.
Nah,
Because I remember in the past they were thinking about casting Leonardo DiCaprio as Anakin.
see, I would not have liked that.
Why not?
Because those characters are so, like, the characters of Star Wars are so separate. I mean, besides Harrison Ford, are so separate from, they're not like people that you saw in a bunch of other movies. They're like just clearly defined. You know, like Mark Hamill. I mean, I know he did like the Joker as a voice, but he was only ever
Before
Luke.
Okay.
You know,
So-
all the characters were like only ever those characters, and I think that's kind of what he wanted, was like people that you didn't know.
Which is kind of what they're going back with this one.
Yeah.
Which I agree. But
Which I think
mean,
is a good
1,
idea.
2, and 3 they had Samuel L. Jackson. He's in everything.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He fucked that up at 1, 2, 3.
Ewan McGregor, yeah, who was in there. I mean, he wasn't as big as.
And Liam Neeson was Qui-Gon, which he was good, but I don't know. I just felt like he didn't want Anakin to be someone like
He should've
Leonardo
got- he
DiCaprio,
should've
but
got-
at that point, I mean, yeah, that would have been better. Because, you know,
Ryan Gosling. They're perfect.
I don't know.
Continue with Star Wars news. We also got the official reveal of Battlefront
Yes.
coming out this year,
Yes.
November, I think 17th or something like that.
Yeah.
Coming back, it's gonna have, I think they said like 9 locations or something like that. It's gonna be basically more focused on the original 3. There will be no single player campaign, but they'll have missions. I can't remember. The other one had like missions too, right?
Yeah,
had, like,
it
a
didn't
single
have,
campaign.
no, there was no campaign. It was just missions. You're
So
right.
it said co-op.
And you unlocked them. I mean,
Yeah.
the cool thing about it was like just setting up bots and playing with your friends.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that's all you ever wanted to do. Which
I hope it continues that.
with online now, it's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. There's no galactic battles like Star in space and stuff like that, which is kind of unfortunate. I would have loved to be able to battle on land, go up into space, battle, board a freaking ship, battle on the ship, go back on the
I think
planet.
they'll bring that in the next one.
I mean,
And I think they want to get... The thing is, it's coming out before any of the new movies.
they want to get this game out before this movie comes out.
Right.
Like you're saying. They need to get it. They want to get it.
Anticipation will be high. Everyone's going to buy it.
But that also concerns me. Because this is made my DICE. That's the Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like me who bought Battlefield 4 at launch of the PlayStation 4,
Broken.
the shit was the most broken, fucked up game of all time. It just was so broken, I couldn't believe it, right? I traded the game in. Like, I couldn't take it anymore. It was broken to the point where the simplest thing of having just party matchup was not into the game until like 4 months later after the launch of the game.
Yeah.
That worries me. I mean,
Yeah.
it is the perfect company to make a Battlefront game. Like, they
Right.
have the perfect company.
Right.
But my concern is, are they just... Because EA is going to be like, you got to get this game out before Star Wars.
Right,
comes
there will
out.
be
like,
no-
there's no
delay.
There's no delay of this game.
Right.
My concern is there enough time
Mm.
to make this game and make it work properly at launch before
Right.
this movie comes out?
Yeah.
But and also the
Valid
question
concern.
is, does this hold back from them adding more stuff? Like, are they trying to be a little bit more conservative on what they put in the game so they can make that deadline, and then they're just going to add everything else?
I
after
don't
launch?
think there will be a lot of stuff from the new movies in it. obviously. But
Well,
I think DLC.
They said DLC, free DLC, that's going to come sometime. They didn't say when. I'm assuming it's
based
come,
on
like,
the movie,
based on the movie,
post movie, assumedly,
probably
because they don't want to have it come out before the movie and ruin it for anybody.
Yeah, sure. Also, they said they're going to have heroes back. They showed Boba Fett, and they showed Darth Vader.
Yeah. Awesome.
Who are you hoping for heroes wise?
I used to love playing as Luke and Yoda. I mean,
yeah, I want Luke. I want Yoda. I want some characters from the new one, like the DLC afterwards.
Right, and I'm sure they'll add that.
I want some Darth Maul. I love me some Darth Maul.
Ooh,
Maul me.
That's true. That would be.
Give me
sweet.
some Maul. There's got a lot of. I want some Qui-Gon. I love me some Qui-Gon.
Mm.
I hope they knock it out.
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't know if they'll do some of the original 3 though first, because they said like I said, they're only focused on the original 3.
Right.
So I don't know if 1, 2, and 3 will get on there. I would love them to put some 1, 2, and 3, because despite I feel about the movies, they had some cool location and some cool like battles and stuff, and planets that they had,
and heroes too.
Heroes
there's
and
some
stuff.
cool, like General Grievous.
Yeah.
Was awesome. I think. I mean, let's be real. They're going to make 3 games at least.
Probably.
So, they don't have to use everything the first game. I'm sure the next game will come with... I mean, it'll be more based in the new trilogy, probably, and...
Yeah. It's just exciting,
stuff.
When's the last Star Wars game we've had?
I don't know, Force Unleashed 2 or whatever that was?
Yeah, that's a couple of years ago, huh?
Which, those games are cool.
I never played. I played a little bit of 1.
You don't like it, Force Unleashed?
I didn't mind it. I just didn't play that much. I played a little bit of the first one.
I thought it was great. I thought it was cool.
I just get tired of like them trying to pigeonhole like these stories in this like time frame where I'm just like, all this happened in this time frame.
Like they had used up all the gaps.
Yeah, it's like enough. Like that's why I'm so happy. Like finally, it's like
let's move on.
Move on. Like let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Like what I really want is like a Star Wars game that's set like way past all this. But either way in the past, like they have the Knights of the Old Republic, or like way in the future, like where they can just do their own thing, make their own trilogy, give it to BioWare, get Mass Effect, and just have fun with it. I would love that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, this is going to be a whole nother generation of everything. Which I mean, this is why Disney paid billions for this, because the licensing for this for the next 10 years is going to be just everywhere. You're going to see Star Wars everywhere again, which is fine with me. But
it's a very, very exciting thing. Other big Star Wars was did you watch Rebels? This is the last thing of Star Wars I know on top of my head. You watch Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
So they announced that in the next season of Rebels, they're gonna have Darth Vader versus his apprentice from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's cool.
I haven't finished Clone Wars. I need to finish Clone Wars. And then my friends told me like Rebels is like really badass.
I saw one episode of Rebels, and I thought it was awesome. But I don't know. Is it all on Netflix now? Or
Clone Wars is on Netflix. Rebels is not.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
You have like Disney, special Disney, which I'm not going to pay money for.
We have DirecTV, and I saw it on, and I watched one episode randomly of it, and I was like, oh man, this is cool. But like, it wasn't the beginning, so I didn't want to like start recording it or whatever. I don't know, but hopefully it'll be on like Netflix or whatever. But yeah, I mean they're geared towards kids, but I think they're awesome.
Yeah. My last thing I will say about Star Wars is that Disney seems to be doing it justice. They're doing it right. It seems like they got the right people in there, and they're bringing it back in a big way that we haven't seen since like basically 1999.
And I think George Lucas complains about all the hate that he got, and I give him all the credit. I mean, he created. There's no Star Wars without George Lucas.
Agreed.
But I think as one person, you can only take a vision so far before it's like this is all the creative juice is gone or whatever. What he needed to do and what he never did is like bring in other people, and get fresh ideas.
He only for the original 3, he only directed one of them.
Right, but he wrote the story.
He wrote the story, but he only directed.
He
one
made Jar Jar Binks.
He made Jar Jar Binks, and well, I think that's what got him in trouble. I think he gave control to a lot of other people in the original 3, which made it so good.
I don't know. I think he could have just as easily himself brought in J.J. Abrams and been fine, but he wouldn't do it. I don't know. I think you're right. Disney, fresh ideas, new people. See what happens.
See what happens.
Can't be any worse than
The other big news this week, sticking with movies, there wasn't that much game news really. They released the new Batman vs Superman trailer. At first, it actually got leaked. It got leaked early.
Right.
Someone
lost a job. Someone got fired.
I don't know. Someone got a job. It was recorded. And then Warner Bros. Like, screw it. Just release it. Release the trailer.
Which, I mean, at this point,
I don't understand why
they were probably about to release it anyway, right?
No,
I mean,
they were doing something stupid. Like, you had to sign up and, like, do some crap. And like, all this crap. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Just release the fucking trailer and let me watch it. Like, I hate when they keep doing this shit where it's like, here, get special up. This is special things. Like, this new day and age. Just release it. If it's ready, release it.
Like pretend like the second you start letting it out to people, it's not going to get like thrown on the
it's
internet.
going to get leaked
Like,
so dirty.
obviously.
Just stop. You can't do this anymore.
Yes.
You have to just mention nothing and just release it.
Then drop it. Drop the
Just
trailer.
drop it hard.
Yeah.
Drop the mic on that bitch.
Which,
Anyway,
it is a pretty good mic drop, honestly.
it is. It looks good. It looks really good.
I would have liked to have seen more Batman. Specifically more Ben Affleck Batman.
Ben Affleck looks huge.
I know. Well, I mean, anybody can get huge.
But I mean, like, I think he's the biggest Batman I've seen. Like, I thought Christian Bale was huge, and I was like,
yeah.
God damn, Ben Affleck. He looks fucking huge. The costume looks tight, too.
Yeah.
It looks really tight.
What did you think about the
Iron Man Batman series?
Yes.
I actually kind of liked it.
Yes. So did I. I'm happy because it's like we don't need, like, at first I was like, okay, this is very different, but then I was like, that's good because, like, we've seen Batman over. Let's get some crazy Batman.
It looks more like comic book.
Yes.
Like a comic book.
Which I think that's total Zack Snyder is. Still real, but still very comic book.
Yeah, it's very comic booky. It's and I like it, and in a good way.
Because his cinematography is like the shot will be a frame from the comic.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what he did with 300.
It looks, and I'm still skeptical because Zack Snyder, although he's done some good stuff, he did do the abortion of a movie called Sucker Punch.
Dude, it's so bad, it's good though.
No, it's not. It's just bad. It's not good. It's the one movie I would have walked out of the goddamn theater if it wasn't for my friend with me.
I probably would have been more offended if I paid theater money.
Oh my god,
it. But
so offended.
Me and Kobe watched it on Netflix, and we loved it. We just laughed.
It's just so offended by that movie.
It's bad.
Oh my god. But, and there's another debate. I think I mentioned on the previous show that I didn't bring it up, is that I feel like Man of Steel would have been better if it wasn't for Zack Snyder.
Really?
Yes. Like, I like Man of Steel, but there's just parts where I'm just like, is this Zack Snyder's doing, or is it, I don't know. But I will give him the benefit of doubt, and the trailer looks good.
It's so hard to do a Superman movie, I think.
It is.
So I applauded his
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's a good movie. I like it. I own the movie.
Right.
But I mean, it could have been great.
What makes Superman so hard to do is that where do you get a conflict? The problem, and this is why I never liked reading Superman as a kid, is like he has every power ever, and it's like the only thing is kryptonite, and that's the only conflict you can do, and it's like it's very limiting on the story, I think. Well, when you only have one weakness and you're all powerful.
Well, I mean, they have other characters. Like if they did like Doomsday, like I want them to make a movie of like the death of Superman. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Like that's a good movie.
Because that's like, maybe that's where they're going. I don't know.
That will like that.
But I think what's cool about this is that the conflict is Batman, and if there's one person,
they go whoop his ass, Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously.
I told my brother, did you watch the Batman trailer? He's like, you mean the Superman trailer? I'm like, no, Batman trailer. Going back to the trailer, though, I mean, what do we see in the trailer? So the movie looks like it's going to be basically there's a lot of backlash against Superman.
People are panicking, which is very realistic. Let's be real. If Superman came out, the world would be like, holy shit.
It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of people are looking at him as a god.
Yeah, people are like scared of him.
Scared of him.
Right.
And I think like they built that statue of him. Looks like because Metropolis got fucking owned in the last movie, so they rebuilt it. And then we hear that the dialogue from Jeremy Irons, who's playing Alfred, the Batman. Basically, seems like it looks like from the trailer that Batman has like been out of the game for a while.
Right.
and now he's coming back saying like, okay, there's a new threat. I don't trust this guy.
Exactly.
I need to go see what the hell's going on.
That's the storyline, and I think they haven't talked about it, but it's not going to be like that Superman did something bad or whatever that made Bruce Wayne. Like, Bruce Wayne just doesn't trust anyone.
Yeah.
And if you read the comics, you know this. Like, even superheroes, anyone with powers, he knows, like, no, I don't trust you. You're probably going to do something. And so he always has a plan for everybody.
Yeah.
And we know from the comics that he did. And I think... You know, I guess spoiler alert maybe, but unless you've read that, but I think that's going to be the storyline. It's not that Superman did anything bad. It's just Batman comes and is like, "Whoa, bro, you got way too much power.
Yeah,
like
way too much power. No one can control you.
I don't
What's
like
going to
you.
stop you from going bad?"
Yeah, and he must build. I bet you he builds the Iron Man, Batman suit
definitely.
specifically for this.
He definitely does.
He just rolls up on him, and the end of the trailer is amazing. Where he's like, "Do you bleed?"
yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I'm so excited
like,
for this.
You will bleed.
yeah.
I was like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna whoop his ass.
It looks great. It looks great.
Have you seen Justice League Doom?
Mm-mm.
So, in this movie, basically, Batman has a contingency plan for every superhero.
Yeah.
All the superheroes. Basically, he's like, if they go bad, I know how to stop all of them, right?
Right.
And basically, the movie is the bad guys steal his plans and modify them slightly and applies them to all the superheroes and just fucks them all like hardcore.
Right.
Like Superman gets a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, there's like the gas to make it look like it's everyone's an enemy, so she just keeps attacking until like her heart gives out. He like completely mind fucks like Green Lantern to the point where like he questions himself because he thinks he like killed someone or something, so he's just like depressed. Martian Manhunter basically lights him on fire where it can't even be put out by water, so he's just like, in the middle of the ocean on fire screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other people, but basically in this movie he has all these contingency plans. The Justice League find out about it like after they stop everything, get pissed off at him, and Batman has the greatest comment ever. He's like, well, they're like, oh well, we don't have a plan for you. He's like, well, you guys are dumb then because I have everything for you guys.
Because he's ready.
So, I mean, if they take that kind of that idea, like Batman has to have a plan. Like this is an unknown threat, or not even a threat, just an unknown. Like, who stops this guy from being bad?
Gotta put him in his place.
You gotta put him in his place.
Yeah,
and like,
and you know, in the end, it's gonna be like they become friends.
Well, obviously, they're doing Justice League movies.
That's
and all
where
that
this is
stuff
going.
afterwards,
That's where this is going.
It's just.
But at first, it's gonna be like, no, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested. And then the shot he has a sniper rifle. You're like, what the fuck, right?
I mean,
I wonder if there's a kryptonite bullet in there.
Got to be.
He's just fucking
100%.
One blast the hell out of it.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it is. So
I'm very excited.
It should be cool. I'm pumped.
And I'm very excited. Very, very, very excited for that. Moving on. I think there's really like one more piece of game news really to talk about, which is the Rock Band, Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah. Guitar Hero Live was
Guitar
announced.
Hero Live, they announced that. You can talk about it more.
So it's all first person. The trailer kind of takes you through what they say is game footage. So the graphics are, if that's in game, they're awesome. At first, I thought it was a live action trailer when I first saw it. So it looks really good. I think the point of view is kind of cool, but I don't know. The guitar is different. There's only 3 buttons, but then there's like an upper and a lower string to each button. So there's really 6 buttons. So it's trying to simulate like how you would go up and down different strings on a guitar. I don't know. The problem is, like, do we really want? You got to buy a new guitar for it, obviously. So it's like $100 to get it again with a new guitar, and none of the tracks you had or any of that. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a new generation. Maybe they think, a new series, but I just don't know that I'm that motivated to go spend $100 on it again.
I'm not. I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna get it. It's interesting because both, not only Guitar Hero, but Rock Band 4 is coming out this year.
Yes, Rock Band 4 is also coming.
It's like you said, like, are we ready for another one? Or is it just
the thing about Rock Band is it's gonna pull all your old tracks. So whatever you had downloaded on the previous generation,
right. I mean,
you
that
need
makes
to keep
sense.
everything you had.
I'm assuming Guitar Hero might have the same thing. I'm assuming.
I don't know because it's a different controller.
I mean, a different controller doesn't mean necessarily mean They could probably convert all those songs still.
I guess that's possible.
But
even Rock Band, then, if it's the same thing again, I don't know if I want to play that really either.
and you have to rebuy everything, right? Do you still have all your instruments and all that stuff?
I don't know if the old instruments work. That's a good question. I think they do because they're USB, and I think it's the same thing. So I think they do. I think their strategy is like everything still works. So here's a new game, like come back to us, which people will probably buy, but I don't know.
I feel like of the two, Guitar Hero Live is more like
Possible for people to get into,
because it's basically it has this almost brand new idea with the live thing. I mean that to me is like, okay, this is interesting.
It does seem cool.
I'll go check out.
It does seem cool. I just wish I didn't have to buy another guitar too with it.
But that's
for $100.
I mean,
like,
that's my point. So it's
yeah.
like, who was I don't know.
Like if it was just buying the new game, I'd probably get it. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
I might still get it.
It depends how. I think it's going to be on the younger generation. Really, I think it's really going to depend on them because, like I say, like Guitar Hero and Rock Band were awesome for college.
Yeah,
that was the college thing to do.
Right, and this is going to have like online battles and leaderboards and that kind of stuff.
I just don't feel like people our age, older, like it's so hard to get everyone together now, right? Get everyone together. And you talking about online stuff, like I don't really want to play Rock Band online. Like I want to play Rock Band with a bunch of friends over. We're drinking, we're laughing, we're having a good time.
I think it's more fun.
That's how it is. And I think this is the only way that this is going to work. I think is if the college community grasp it like our college community did when we were in college, because I just don't see it working.
It's like Mario Party. Yeah. Like no one wants to play it by themselves.
You don't want to play those games by yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's cool. It's interesting that they're both coming back the same year. I think Guitar Hero Live is a better idea. It's more because it seems like Guitar Hero Live is just a guitar again.
Right. I mean, at this point, if I was going to get another one, I would probably get Rocksmith. Like that's
because it actually teaches you how to play guitar.
Right. Like at this point, for me, I mean, I did everything I could do in Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and like, you know, if I wanted to keep going, and I mean, I would be interested in it, would be to just get a game that really was a guitar that you have that you plug in and you learn to play. You know. So I don't know. I thought that was the next step, and then, you know, now they're kind of going back, but it'll be interesting. I mean, don't know. We'll see.
I feel at least Guitar Hero Live is at least a step.
Yeah.
With the live band.
And you're right. It's a new generation of consoles and a new generation of kids. Maybe
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna pick it up. I think that's about everything that happened pretty much in the last week. Anything else you want to add or anything?
Huh?
I think that's about it. This is a little bit shorter episode. Nothing really big happened. Like I said, it was basically Star Wars week.
Yes.
We have. Oh, one thing we could mention real quick. Square Enix. They announced that more stuff coming out on PS4 this year.
Right. But we don't know what.
We don't know what. They said more stuff. Well, then this goes back to what we were talking about last week, where it seems like Square Enix is really on point. At least this year, like they're starting to release stuff. They did Star Ocean. What was it last week? They announced Star Ocean. The Final Fantasy 15 looks good. We know Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex got announced. We know new Hitman games in the works too. These are on point, so look out for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much that.
I guess until we know more.
Until we know more.
I hope it's more RPGs.
I think it's going to be more RPGs, which is interesting. It's funny because PS3 wasn't as big. I mean, it started to get all the RPGs, but at the beginning, it didn't really have that much.
You're right.
RPGs.
No, it was not. It wasn't the PS2 in terms of.
No,
we didn't get all those serious Japanese RPG games.
But now it seems like we're going to get them.
Which I hope so, because I was sad. PS3 was sad for that.
Because now we're getting, like I said, from Final Fantasy 15, we just had Type 0. I mean, we have Dark Souls, which is Japanese but Western. It must look like a mix almost.
Yeah.
And Star Ocean. We're also getting Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out. We're getting the Dragon Age Heroes.
Awesome.
Which looks good. I'm gonna pick that up for sure.
You know what they should bring back is Rogue Galaxy.
Oh my god! Don't
Yes.
Don't tease me.
They should make Rogue Galaxy 2.
I would love a Rogue Galaxy too. I love Rogue Galaxy. That game was just so good.
Yes.
And it came out like the end of the PS2.
Yeah.
Played it on my PS3
Oh.
and just enjoyed the hell out of that game.
Yes.
That's why Level 5, right? They did Nino
Yeah.
Kune as well.
Yeah. Their only screw up has been White
They're
Knight
also
Chronicles, but-
they're also rumored that they might be doing a Nino Kune 2.
Yes, I heard that because it actually sold really well, which I would be thrilled about. I love Nino Kuni.
I never finished Nino Kune.
Oh, so good.
I got it. Nino Kune came out at a weird time. It came out at a time where I was really down because I was in a breakup. So I would play Nino Kune and drink wine. Somebody will make fun of me with it. But Nino Kune and wine. And then I went away from it for a while. I came back to it. And then like the PS4. No, it was like, I came back to it. And then like a couple weeks later, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. And I was like, I gotta put this down. I gotta play Grand Theft Auto 5. And then PS4 came out.
Right.
So it's a game where I'm either like, I want them to do an HD remake. I know you hate the remasters, but like that's the only way I'm going back to Nino Kune. Because I'm not
That's
gonna
fine.
play it on my
They
PS2.
might do that.
And it was a fun game. But hopefully they do it. I think that's about it.
All right.
Some good stuff. Star Wars week. Hopefully there'll be more news, game news this week that we can talk about.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. Man, I'm tired. I need to go sleep.
With an episode.
A new episode. This is Kevin.
Hello.
I'm Stefan.
Actually, I should say goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Got it. Woo! Tired today.
Crushed it.
Crushed it. See you guys next week. This is the last podcast.
Pew, 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 pew.
Bye.